Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly beautiful, heartwarming story. It's a family narrative, right? It's all about how parents explain one of the most profound spiritual journeys you can imagine, the Hajj, to their young kids. We're going to be looking at the household prep, those emotional farewells, and the deep, deep family connections that somehow manage to bridge thousands of miles. It's just a wonderful look at faith, tradition, and love, all seen through the eyes of a child.
Okay, let's dive into this. The whole thing kicks off with a spark of pure curiosity. Amy, why is there so much preparation in the house? Now, that's such a universal question, isn't it? A young child suddenly noticing the bustle, bags being packed, a total shift in the home's energy. This simple, completely natural question perfectly sets up our exploration of what's about to happen. It literally pulls us right into the living room alongside them.
Which brings us to Section 1, Preparations for a Holy Journey.
So when the child inevitably asks what Hajj actually is, notice how the mother answers here. Instead of diving into some complex theological breakdown, which, let's be real, would probably just confuse the toddler, she gives this incredibly gentle definition. She says it's a very beautiful journey of Allah. I mean, it's perfectly tailored for a child's understanding, right? It's gentle, it's simple, and it instantly instills a sense of awe. This perfectly sets the stage to explain that their beloved grandfather, their Dadabu, is going on a very special trip, flying far away on an airplane to the holy city of Mecca.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 2, Packing Physical and Spiritual Items.
Now, the kids aren't just watching from the sidelines here, they're actively participating. First up, they help fold clothes for the suitcase. Second, they make absolutely sure to pack the tesbih, the prayer beads, which act as a vital spiritual anchor for the trip. And third, they help out with this super practical task of keeping the passport safe. You see, it really highlights how preparing for Hajj is a full family endeavor. It effortlessly bridges the everyday, mundane act of packing a suitcase right with the profound sacredness of the destination. Well, as the packing continues, the kids ask another genuinely profound question. What do people actually do at Hajj? And the grandfather's response? It brings them right into the spiritual heart of the trip. He tells them the absolute core of Hajj is worshiping Allah. It's not just about, hopping on an airplane or visiting some new faraway city. No, it is singularly focused on devotion and prayer.
And that brings us to Section 3, an emotional airport farewell.
So the whole family piles into the car and heads to a bustling, crowded airport. Naturally, the reality of the physical separation really starts to set in, and the children begin to feel this deep sadness. They even say they want to cry because their grandfather is leaving. So the crucial point is what happens right before he walks away to board his flight. Dada Abu imparts some final beautiful advice and actually collects promises from his grandkids. Number 1, never miss namaz. He wants to ensure they keep their daily prayers central to their lives while he's gone. Number 2, a gentle reminder to be a good girl and, not be mischievous. And 3, to pray for everyone. It's just an incredibly touching exchange. The kids promise to be good, and the grandfather leaves them with prayers that Allah makes them pious, righteous children. Okay, so after the airplane takes off with that final wave goodbye, the immediate aftermath is striking. The source material notes how incredibly quiet the house feels once they finally return home. The children explicitly say just how much they miss him, but here's the beautiful part. Rather than just sitting around in sadness, the family copes by turning to shared prayer. They gather together to actively pray for their Dada Abu, basically using their faith as a tool to navigate the emotional distance of him being gone.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, Connecting from the Kaaba.
And this brilliantly illustrates the emotional arc of our story. We transition from that tearful airport goodbye where the child says, "My heart is sad," directly to the moment the phone rings with a video call from Mecca. Instantly, literally in a flash, the child's disposition flips to, "I am happy now." Seeing their grandfather smiling, safe, and happy, it totally transforms their grief into pure, radiant joy. It just goes to show how modern technology can somehow bridge the massive geographical distance between a quiet family home and one of the most ancient, holy sites in the world.
The specific details of this video call are just so heartwarming to unpack. First off, the children actually get to see the beautiful Kaaba Sharif right through the phone screen. It visually connects them directly to the holy site. Then, the grandfather promises to bring back a lovely gift for them. But the third point is perhaps the most culturally and spiritually significant of the whole shebang. The child specifically requests Zamzam water. I mean, wow. It really shows how deeply these traditions and sacred symbols are embedded, even in the absolute youngest members of the family.
Because these kids were included in absolutely every single step. The packing, the gentle explanations, the shared prayers, that tough farewell, and finally the video call, they are profoundly inspired by it all. The story actually culminates with this beautiful declarative statement from the child, "I will also go for Hajj when I grow up." You see, the grandfather's journey hasn't just been his own. By sharing it with them, he has firmly planted a seed of faith and aspiration for the next generation.
And that brings us to our final slide, and a question I really want to leave you with today. How do family traditions and spiritual milestones actually shape a child's future? We've just seen how a gentle explanation, a few shared prayers, and a simple video call can turn an emotional goodbye into a lifelong spiritual aspiration. It's a really powerful reminder, isn't it? The ways we share our faith and our monumental life journeys with the younger generation can truly echo for a lifetime. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I highly encourage you to take a moment and reflect on the traditions that have shaped your own paths. Keep learning, and I'll see you next time.